because it does represent quite a bit of Americans, and like yours truly. And it's nice to be able to find a good, wholesome broadcast of some kind on network TV. Some kind of show that you could actually watch with your kids and not have to blush. A lot of these broadcasts are innuendo that's on there, and we're talking daytime TV. You can't watch this with your kids. Mothers know this. And I got to say this, shame on you if you let your kids watch some of the stuff that's just oozing out with garbage that you know is not healthy. Remember, being a parent is not an easy job, but somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Guess what the Chinese are telling us now? Chinese print media, they're blaming the U.S. for this massive global cyber attack that affected more than 300,000 corporations or computers for companies across the world. And the China Daily said today, as a matter of fact, that the U.S. National Security Agency should take some of the blame for last week's WannaCry ransomware attack, which targeted vulnerabilities in Microsoft systems and affected more than 30,000 Chinese organizations alone. So they're not happy about this, and basically pointing the finger at our national security system, Microsoft, etc. That's our issue, but they use our computers. Some security researchers have said that it was possible for North Korea-linked Lazarus Group to be behind the attack, but added that they would have to do more research. They still don't know. U.S. and European officials did not rule out Korea as a possible suspect in the outbreak, and there we go. Again, speculating that it could be them, but not sure. It's not like we wanted this attack, China. Nobody wanted this to happen. That's the vulnerabilities, unfortunately, with Microsoft and with personal computers and Microsoft XP and Vista, older versions of Microsoft, which basically they don't have customer service. They don't have updates for these programs. They have a patch, which you can now get from the Microsoft page if you feel like you have a vulnerability and you're using these products, these older products that are not, there's no customer service for. There's a patch, there's a fix for it right now. And that's one of the reasons why Microsoft has told people you need to upgrade, but a lot of companies don't feel the need to do that because it changes their software. They're creatures of habit. They don't want to train people and all these other things because it just solidly works for their email, for their programs. They're getting along, and they were happy with it, and that's the problem. People did not want to upgrade, and so they kept it. They're using the old version of XP, and again, Microsoft has gravitated to a new platform that says that it's not as vulnerable or susceptible to these particular cyber threats. But I believe that there's probably a lot of folks rethinking their strategy corporately on how and what and they're going forward. I will tell you that I would be going to Apple and getting an Apple computer because I use my Apples 24 hours a day practically for business around the clock, and I don't have those issues. No blue screens, no malware, not one, and I have been a steady user for 8 years consistently. And Windows machines, I'd replace them maybe minimal once a year, sometimes twice a year for bugs and things that got into them. Just terrible. Or they would crash, or there were blue screens and all this other crap. You don't get that with, you think that I'm getting money from Apple, and I'm just not. I'm just saying you can take a class, and within an hour or two, you'll be up and running in no time. And to me, it's the best thing. And like any computer, a hard drive can crash. So you got to make sure it's backed up in the cloud. You got to have backup. You never know what's going to happen. But it's a good reminder. These attacks will happen again. But a great way to avoid this particular thing is to have updated software, updated operating system. If you're going to have to stay with Windows, creatures of habit, If you're in a program that does not have ongoing service protection, you're going to have to upgrade your computer. Bottom line, if you don't want to be susceptible to being held hostage, if you will, and having to pay, Bitcoin out to unlock your software, which is no guarantee they're going to be able to do that anyway. So just be careful out there, folks. Be careful. Did you hear about the hoopla at the Turkish embassy a little bit earlier today? A brawl outside the Turkish embassy in D.C. was captured on video. You're hearing the audio there as witnesses claim that members of President Tapo Endrian's security detail attacked protesters. Ergen was he was in a meeting basically with the president on Tuesday, and so someone was beating me up in the head. Listen, we don't do this. Is not how we operate here in the U.S., but it was just a big showdown, apparently, and didn't like each other. And they decided, and police were a club of these guys in the head. You should see the video. It's just absolutely terrible. Violence, there's nothing good that comes out of that at all. But there's a lot of countries, they subscribe to that very thing, thinking you're going to solve that, and you don't have that, but people's feelings get hurt. And YouTube, you can't escape anything. Everybody tapes everything. And you can watch all of this stuff. You even get the audio from it. I say, how do you get that stuff? It's on the internet. It's already streaming. Get that 123 Ready TV app. It's $19.99. Start enjoying all the latest titles. And just for one fee. And you can do it on your PC or on your Android device. Get it now at forthepeopleshow.com. Speaking of that, help us with our summer station campaign so we get on more stations. We're 100% listener supported. Your donation does make a difference every day. Keith Allen, For the People, all the best. May God bless.